Shaw, Coach Riley, and Miller Moss.
All right, yeah, heartbreaking way to end it. I know it's been kind of the tale of the last several weeks for us is do some good things, get a lead, and we obviously just have not been able to finish these games. This one was symptomatic of all three sides. All three sides had opportunities. I thought we played a pretty good first half. Put ourselves in position. All three sides had opportunities, whether to get stops, to score, make field goals, all of that, and didn't make enough plays. And again, that's road football for you. And so, yeah, it's a heartbroken for the guys in the locker room. It's been a really tough stretch. Emotionally, it's tough, man. When you fight like these guys are fighting, put yourself in position to win some of these games, do a lot of good things out there, but it just simply hasn't been enough. And just like last week, I own it. It's my responsibility. I got to get this team to play better at the end of games, and I've obviously not done a good enough job of that clearly. So, yeah, it's a tough one to swallow. I told the guys in the game. I mean, the game doesn't care that that you've had some real close, heartbreaking losses before. Like these weeks are their own weeks or their own nights. It's a kind of a strange stretch. That we've been in. I don't know really that I could compare it to anything that I've experienced in my career, but we got two choices going forward, and those two choices are pretty obvious. And so we got a quick turnaround game here against Rutgers Friday night on a short week that we got to come back and be ready to go, and that'll be our challenge as a team to get over this one and get on to the next one in the rest of the season.
Lincoln, why do you think this program just struggles so much to finish games right now?
I don't know.
How do you reconcile just the fact that it's been almost the same story each time? You said nothing to compare to in your career. How do you make sense of this?
Well, I don't like to compare just the end of games. Just we've had so many games that have come right down to it, in a row. And I've been a part of other teams that had other things that were kind of their thing that they had a hard time getting over. But yeah, I mean, I just think the one that's made this unique is just how emotional all of them are and heartbreaking the losses are, and it's like that over and over and over again. And that's probably been the challenge, if you're not good on third down on defense or you're not good in the red zone on offense, and yeah, that's going to put a strain on you. But, our strain has been play good enough, right, to have leads, to have opportunities to win games and not finish them. And that's probably the toughest thing you can experience in football, and we've experienced, several times over. So, we're emphasizing it. We're working on it. We're obviously we got to do a better job of it because, again, I say we're doing a lot of the heavy lifting, which is put yourself in position to win games against good teams. But obviously the inability to finish them off has been it's just it eats at you.
That inability to finish, does it feel like that has built on itself, like as each game has gone on? Like did you get any sense that was in guys' head? Right?
It may be in some. I mean, sometimes it's hard to generalize like the whole team all feeling exactly the same. You got some guys a lot tonight that are, playing, really for the first time in some of these big environments. We got some guys that have played a lot of football. So I don't know that I could generalize. There's probably some of both in there. I still feel like we're a very confident team in those moments. I mean, like even after the field goal got blocked, defensively we took the field, and I expected to stop them like we did the drive before. Even after they scored, offensively we took the field saying, we're going to drive down there and we're going to go kick the field goal and win this sucker. And so I don't feel like a confidence from the guys as a whole. It doesn't feel that way on the sidelines, but I know there's some frustrations, right? We're all human. These kids are just human, and it's like, when you go through as many of these as we've had, and you're so agonizingly close to these, it hurts, and I'm sure it affects all of them different ways.
Was there any thought of going for it on the 4th and 1 versus kicking it?
There was a lot of discussion back and forth. It was close. I mean, the book certainly says that you're up 6, you can make it a 9-point game and make it you can. Make it really, really difficult for them to win. If you obviously if you convert that as a 41-yard field goal, we feel good about it. We have obviously a protection bust in there, and those are mistakes you can't make on the road.
Why do you think it's been so hard to finish out some of these games the last few weeks?
We've kind of taken our turns. I mean, closing out games is hard. I mean, number one, and I mean, we've been a good enough team to have a chance to win every game, but we haven't been quite good enough to separate. And when you put yourself in these moments, like, you are going to have to make some plays to beat somebody, especially on the road. Like, you're going to have to make that field goal or make that fourth down tackle or make that catch or make that throw or block or whatever it is, because it's just not going to be handed to you. And we've been good enough to have the lead to win them all. We just haven't been good enough to separate. And so, you know, we put ourselves in that position. Now it's I mean, we're going to continue to hammer at it, because it's some of the same things that aren't happening, they are happening in a positive way in other parts of the game, or we wouldn't be in those positions. So you just got to stay at it. I mean, there's not a magic remedy, right? You go back to work, you keep identifying the things that we're not doing well, keep trying to emphasize and maximize the things that we are, and try to be 1-0 next week.
Last 2 weeks, you guys have come out a little bit cold in the second half after a great first half. So what do you think the difference has been maybe between that stretch and the stretch in Michigan and Wisconsin, where you guys were so good playing in the second half and separating there?
We were, and we actually had a great start to this one, because we got a stop. Offense had a good drive going, and then again we just we had a mistake, and just what you can't do on the road, because man, we had like a golden opportunity. It felt like we were going to take all the air out of the stadium right there, and so you knew after that one that kind of gave them some life, gave them some momentum. You knew it was going to be a little bit of a dogfight after that.
For Miller and Bryson, how do you look at the rest of the season and what you want to make of it, what you want to get out of it, what you have left?
Yeah, I mean,
you got it.
I mean, it comes down to pride. I mean, my father raised me to keep fighting no matter what. That's just kind of who I am. I know guys on this team are the exact same way. I mean, we're gonna fight every day. That's the only option we have. Kind of like what Coach said, and it just really comes down to individual pride, and then as a whole having pride. And we're gonna take it one game at a time. Rutgers on Friday, and it's the only thing we can look forward to. And I know I'm gonna keep fighting, fighting as hard as I can. And I have full faith in the secondary and the defense and the team as a whole, being around these guys, that we're gonna keep fighting. I mean, kind of what Coach said. I mean, we're confident in every game. It's like we're confident in all these games that come down to the wire. And like, how did that just happen? But we're full confidence. I know we're still. This hurts. Don't get me wrong. This hurts like crazy. But I know going forward that we're gonna keep fighting, and just that's the only option we have.
Lincoln, you said there's no.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, just to echo what B. Shaw said. I think it's not about any kind of end result or whatever that may be. We said at the beginning of the year we were committed to each other no matter what the result is, and I think that whole shirt's not contingent on result. I think we all love and appreciate each other, and we continue to fight for one another, and not based on any result.
Let's do one more.
Lincoln
When they
said there's no. Go ahead.
When they went for 2 early after they scored that touchdown, did that maybe cause you to think that they're not respecting your defense at the point? Are you going to change the way you attack offensively?
No, I mean, I thought it was. I figured they, if they had the opportunity again, they would either go for 2 that one or the next one. I mean, which was kind of setting that up. Just kind of game had that kind of feel to it. So no, I mean, it's just a strategy to try to put yourself, up 6 or only down 6 to where a touchdown extra point obviously wins it, and it's. I mean, it can be risky both ways. You understand why somebody would do it. You just got to be prepared to do it again if you don't get it. But no, I don't think it was anything other than them trying to put themselves in position to win.
Thank you, gentlemen.